What's going on? Good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Common Sense Show TV podcast. Yo, today is Tuesday. I don't know what date it is. I think it's April something. Let's see what I got here. Today is April the 16th. Oh man, my auntie's birthday passed, and I didn't even. Okay. So, good morning to you guys. It is Tuesday morning, another episode of the podcast. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I'm doing it directly from Anchor today because normally I do it from another program and then transfer it. So I said, you know what? Nope. We're going to do it today right from Anchor.fm. So on today's podcast, you guys, we have a very, very special guest. My oldest son, Jovonte, decided he wanted to join me on the podcast today. I'm not sure why he wanted to get on the podcast today, but he said he wanted to. So here we are. So Jovonte, say hey to the people.
Hey.
All right. So we're going to talk to Jovonte about a few things. Because Jovonte, he got into a little bit of trouble yesterday, and because he had, a little bit of an episode. And so I wanted to bring him on today and to talk a little bit about that and what may have triggered that. But before we get into that, I want to say something that I said this morning on my Good Morning, God Bless. And we was talking about, I do on Tuesdays on my Good Morning, God Bless on my Facebook page. I do a thing called Take It Back Tuesday. We talked about, not allowing certain things in our life to control us and fighting back for our children and all of that good stuff. But before we get into that, let me give a huge shout out to Tiger Woods, your 2019 Masters champion. He is the true epitome of don't let nobody tell you that you can't do something. Just because they saw him as washed up. Tiger was never going to win another tournament. He was just garbage and other good stuff. And he told the naysayers, I'm going to win the Masters. Well, I'll take that back. I don't think he knew that he was going to win the Masters. But you know what? He won the Masters. So that's just to give you guys a little bit of inspiration to let you know that just because people have counted you out don't mean you can't win it. All right, you can't win it all. All right. So Jovonte, what's up, man? What's going on? Okay, you gotta talk a little louder because the mic's over here. Okay. So what happened yesterday?
I got a little bit of trouble.
Okay. What exactly happened?
I was at school and I was in the library and a teacher got me mad and I destroyed the school.
You didn't destroy the school. I was putting a little much on it, but you were very destructive in the situation that happened. Why do you think you got to that point?
I didn't have enough sleep last night.
You gonna use that? You didn't have enough sleep? I can believe that because if you don't get enough sleep, because you guys, he is on, he does take medication. He's on clonidine, Tuppermax, and something else I can't remember. But if he doesn't get enough sleep, and if he takes his meds, it won't matter if he doesn't have enough sleep. So that's what happened yesterday. I think he had just a huge episode, and it calls for an ER visit, right? And we had to restrain him at the ER. He got a little bit rambunctious, a little bit obnoxious to us, calls out of our names and other good stuff. So here's my thing, Jovonte. What do you think you could have done differently if you had to do it again? If it happened again today, what would you do different?
I gotta control myself.
Yeah.
And I went to the principal's office and told what happened.
Right. Because you have a real issue with this teacher. I don't know what it is, but we're not going to use that as an excuse today because it's the teacher one day and it's some little boy named Aaron the next day and all that good stuff. So we're not going to use that as an excuse. But here's what I want to tell you on this podcast today, Jovonte, is that no matter how bad you are in school, not that any of that stuff is good, but it doesn't change what I think about you. It doesn't change the fact that I feel like you're still going to be a very successful young man, and you are going to be a big fixture in your community. And regardless of what people say or think, I think that you're gonna be a awesome man, despite, because I don't want anybody to ever tell you because you have, these little mental issues that you're not going to be great. Because I remember when my little brother, your uncle Rodney, when he was younger, your uncle had spinal bifida when he was a kid, and what that is I think it's spinal bifida is when they have the fluid running up the spine, and they told him that he was going to be retarded. They told him that he would be delayed tremendously. He would never learn, and Rodney grew up to be top of his class, a Marine boot camp survivalist, because he survived Marine boot camp. He a man for real. I couldn't do that. But, I don't want you to believe that you can't be just as great. I mean, I know that your mother was telling me that before you were, when you was born, you had some issues with your hearing, and, you had to graduate speech therapy and all that good stuff. I just want you to know that you are not going to be a statistic, that you are going to be good. You're going to be great. You know what I'm saying? I want you to know on this podcast, to all the listeners that's listening to this podcast that will listen to it, I want you to know that I love you. And I love you with everything. I love you with everything in my body, son. And I don't care what happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to be here for you. I'm always going to be that guy. You can always come to me. It doesn't matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? So don't never be afraid to not talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of the message that I want to give out this morning, is that, we have to empower our children, and let our children know that we love them, even though they get on our nerves. We want to fight them, all that good stuff right there. But our children. I say I put the S on that. My apologies, but our children are a gift from God, and because they give us hardship, doesn't mean that we have the option to stop loving them. And so I just wanted to tell Jovonte that on this podcast that he wanted to come on live with me today, and I wanted to share him with you guys. So Jovonte, do me a favor. Tell the people about yourself. Tell them what you like. What do you do? What's your thing? Mike's over here.
I play sports.
You play sports? What sports do you play?
Baseball, wrestling.
Baseball and wrestling? Now, he has a team. Now, you guys know we live out here in Twin Falls, Idaho. And he plays for Park and Rec. And he plays on a great team called the Kansas City Royals, which is a playoff the major league teams, right? So he plays for the Royals. And his coach is a doctor at the hospital that he was at yesterday. And so the doctor came in and gave him a baseball warm-up jacket with his name on it. And he was just excited to see his coach. He had a game yesterday. He missed that because of the ER visit. But he, kind of perked right up when the coach came in. Both his coaches came in. He has two coaches. The head coach is a doctor and then the other coach is the head of the ICU. So he was excited to see them when they came in, and he perked right up. So again, I repeat this, is that don't give up on your children. Don't give up on your children. I know it's hard sometimes. And like I said earlier, they want to, they call you out. Nobody, I say it all the time, nobody tries your gangster harder than a child who's defiant. But we have to keep in mind that, even in our children's defiance, they don't know what they're doing. They're just upset. They're mad because they, in Jovonte's case, Jovonte is one of those people that if he's not in control of it, he gets mad about it. And so that's kind of, it's a lesson that he has to learn, that he doesn't have any control over situations in this life. And that includes school, that includes home, that includes any of it. And he doesn't have any control over it. But, he's an awesome kid. He's an awesome kid. And I love him. and I want you to know that I love you, you know, and you guys love your babies. Love your babies. Those are gifts from God, you know, and I know it's rough. I know it's hard sometimes, but love your babies. All right. But I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining me on this episode of the podcast, The Common Sense Show TV. You can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/BullsFan40. That's my personal Facebook page, or the Common Sense Show TV page on Facebook, just facebook.com/The Common Sense Show TV. Now, if you guys want to support the podcast or any thing that I do have a Patreon account. So you can go right to patreon.com/The Common Sense Show TV. This is where you're going to get exclusive content, these podcasts, and you're going to get a 30% discount on the book, The Knucklehead Chronicles, when it drops later on this year. So just keep a track. If you want to support me, please do. I'll be more than happy to accept any support. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, man, and I will see you next time. All right? Peace.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.